Hi there, everyone, and happy Thursday. This is KXAN Live News Notes. I'm Amanda Dugan.
And I'm Will DuPree. We've got some stories to talk about. We think you should know about them, and we'll do it all in about 5 minutes.
All right, it's going to be a very telling day. Parents worried about reopening schools too soon may get some answers today.
Austin ISD will vote today on pushing back the start date from August 18th to just after Labor Day.
And the district could also petition the state to keep kids at home learning virtually for the first 2 months. That meeting is set for 9 o'clock tonight. So we, of course, will keep an eye on that and how those developments do play out. Also keeping an eye on the latest cases when it comes to coronavirus. We like to keep you updated every single day. Right now, 30% of COVID-19 cases statewide are active, and that is about 136,000 cases in our area, in the state of Texas.
Meanwhile, the positive test rate in Texas hit a record high yesterday. Almost 40% of tests were positive.
But it's out of a smaller pool, 23,000 tests. That's the smallest number of daily tests reported since late June. Not good news here for dog owners. You need to keep your dogs out of Lady Bird Lake. We've been slowly watching any of the developments that have happened with blue-green algae.
Yet another popular spot in the lake tested positive for harmful toxins that could kill your pet. The city found the toxic blue-green algae at Auditorium Shores.
Now, this is in addition to finding that blue-green algae also at Festival Beach and Redbud Isle, and I believe they found that earlier this summer.
Yeah, it's believed the algae killed multiple Austin dogs last year, so don't let your dog play in or drink the lake's water. I know that's hard, but you have to keep them out.
Definitely. And it's also something that if you have friends who like to take their dogs down the trail, to pass that along to them as well. Mayor Steve Adler, he says the COVID-19 infection rate, well, it needs to drop before schools can reopen.
He made those comments during his State of the City address last night. Right now, the infection rate is between 10 to 15%.
And Adler says it needs to drop below 5%.
He also said having crowds of any size at UT football games would hurt the community's ability to get the coronavirus under control.
He said he hopes UT does not move forward with football games. He also addressed a lot of topics in his State of the City last night, so we're going to go over those right now. So he is asking the city to come up with a restitution initiative because of slavery.
Systematic racism and inequities were a major theme during last night's State of the City address. Adler says he wants city leaders to start discussing it now.
Now, in Asheville, North Carolina, city leaders there are working to decide how and where tax dollars will help pay restitution to its black residents.
That city's council agreed to it just last month, along with a formal apology for slavery. Asheville and the city of Evanston, Illinois, are the first two cities in the entire country that approved restitution. These talks come after recent police criticism.
Also last night, Adler talked about taking more than $100 million from the Austin Police Department and putting it in a transition budget.
He said that would include the forensics lab, 911 dispatch, internal affairs, and victim services.
Council would control the purse strings while it makes longer-term changes. Adler also mentioned how Cap Metro's proposed rail lines would benefit minorities by creating jobs and changing the city's transit.
A wide-ranging speech there.
All right, thank you for joining us on KXAN Live News Notes. I'm Amanda Dugan.
And I'm Will DuPree. We'll see you back here tomorrow with another look at your headlines.